My name is Mike Hutchinson. My height 5'5", weight currently 185. And my last show that I competed at, MPC Mid-Atlantic Grand Prix, placed second in my weight class and ended up qualifying for national qualifier, national show. So from there, we got shows coming up early on, later on, maybe some junior nationals, junior USAs, possibly looking into USAs, possibly North Americans as well. So keeping it really open as of right now, going into the off season, staying conditioned for the most part, staying relatively within, I'd say 15 pounds, just enough to at least.
24.
Huh?
You're 24 years old?
24 years old. Yep. So I want to be able, in the off season, just for now, just going into this next off season, so that as a middleweight, kind of shifting from the light heavyweight class possibly to the middleweight class, for where I first started out, is just a little more competitive at a higher level as of right now, and then from there grow a little bit, pack on the size, get a little bit more clean food in me, grow from there on out. Where it was,
Who's your coach?
my coach, Randy Stomper, out of Kettering, Ohio. Give him all the props for sure, helping me out with my posing, my training, my nutrition as well, and just week in, week out, just helping me out, day in, day out, everything, helping me with that progression pictures, diet, just making those adjustments we need.
Today, I know it wasn't a typical workout, but go ahead and tell us about the movements you did and what you like about each movement.
Sure. Yeah, sure thing. So I worked a little bit of chest. Started out with incline dumbbells. Just a little bit of volume work at first. Get lightweight at first, high repetitions. It worked my way in to a little bit of heavier weights. Maybe I want to stay around the 5 to 8 rep area when I'm working a little bit more intense. And then shifted my focus from a little bit of chest to triceps and biceps. Did some tricep push downs, really to isolate the triceps there. The little calm on that outside, and then worked some tricep extensions as well to hit underneath as well to get the size of the arms as well. And a little bit from there. Actually, let me start with that. With the tricep movements, I like the tricep movements because I really want to pack on some size. I want to make that a priority going into the off season, to really pack on some size on the triceps. Not only the triceps, the quads, delts, some of the weaker points for sure. Kind of work on the size and get those muscle bellies, a little bit larger, as well. But from there, from the triceps, biceps, air movements, we worked our way into a little bit of seated rows, a nice dense movement that I love to build on the size and density of the back for sure. Did a couple sets there, and from seated rows worked our way over to the mid, to the pull down, lat pull down. I really love those to get the kind of the width of the lats, because when you hit the rear double bicep, that's what they see most, the width of that back. So finish off with that, and from there, that's what we hit. Got a nice pump in at a nice, wonderful facility here. So you can shout out to the guys here at Flint, or not Flint, but Fenton, Michigan here. And you guys, your facility is wonderful. It's the first time up here. You guys got phenomenal equipment for sure.
Thanks very much, Brian. I appreciate it. So what was your diet like going into prep, bud, as opposed to once, like your off season when you're clean bulking and stuff?
Of course. Yeah, of course. So we shifted our focus from a little bit of fattier red meats, where I would tend to grow a bit more. My body responds with the red meats in the off season. And we switched our focus to the whiter meats, the leaner meats, to the chicken breast, to the white fish, as in tilapia, as in cod. Also, we did sub in some salmon in there, but the main focus is just manipulating those carbohydrates, lowering the carbohydrates, increasing the cardio as well, making sure that we have enough greens in there as well, getting our vitamins, our nutrition, a lot of asparagus as in the natural diuretic. I love that because when you eat that, you almost burn more calories than you do eating it as well. So love the asparagus, Brussels sprouts, some green beans there as well. Rather than in the off season, you have more of the red meats, a little more jasmine rice, sweet potatoes, a little more comfortable in the off season there.
Do you do treadmill, and how long? Like what kind of cardio and how long do you do, bud?
Gotcha. Yeah, the cardio for the most part I love is around 45 minutes fasted on the I'll do, because I have at home, I'll have a treadmill. I'll do that in the morning fasted, and then after my post workout I'll do anywhere from 25 to 45 minutes on the Stairmaster. And I did that early on in the prep, and the closer I got to my show, I wanted to make sure that I maintained size in the legs, so I kind of switched my focus from the Stairmaster to the bike and a little bit of the treadmill as well, just to save kind of the size of the legs, because when I do a lot of Stairmaster, it kind of thins out the legs, you know exactly. You want to make sure you save those for stage, definitely.
How do you, we talked off camera a little bit about being in sports and stuff. How do you get into the industry, bud? What do you love about it? Like, what kind of draw you in?
Of course, yeah. So when I started, when I was very young, I was into football, I was in soccer, but what really had caught my eye was when I was younger. I was around 10, 11 years old. My dad loved the bodybuilding environment, the atmosphere. He would always take me to the Columbus area for the Arnold Classic. And being from Dayton, Ohio, that's about just an hour drive. So we look forward to that every year. That was our thing. Me and my dad would go to Arnold Classic every March. So when I went there for the very first time and I saw these competitors, men on stage, men and women, I was very impressed. I said it takes so much dedication and sacrifice to look like that and maintain that sort of look, and it was just always so appealing to the eye. I said, you know what, I loved it. There was just something about it that drew me to it. So I was always in the weight room for high school, collegiate football, but I was just really drawn to the weight room. And after my career was over, when I played collegiate football at the University of Toledo, I shifted my focus over to bodybuilding and weight training and just being a competitive bodybuilder there. I just loved it, because my dad had always mentioned too, when I was a football player, he always mentioned football comes first, the training second, Michael. But with the bodybuilding now, I get to focus on the training and really take my physique to the next level, for sure.
People you'd like to thank, bud?
People I'd love to thank. I'd love to thank you, Jeff. Thanks for the opportunity today. The owner here at the facility. I'd love to thank my parents as well. My dad, Mike, my mom, Lori, my fiance, Jennifer, as well, have been my support system since day one. When I got into competitive bodybuilding, nothing but support. Anything I need when it comes to food, when it comes to anything, traveling, airfare, just even gas, they're always there for me. Very supportive whenever I need them, and I can't ask for anything more than that. When you're a competitive athlete, nothing's better than a very supportive family, for sure. It makes things a lot smoother when you have a family that backs you.
A lot of people don't, so that's awesome.
Definitely, and I am very blessed. I want to thank as well my coach, Randy Stomper. Thank the promoter over there at the Mid-Atlantic Grand Prix, Andy, as well. And just everybody that's really touched me throughout this entire journey. Coaches, old coaches, I like to take the time to thank Tina Trigo, and also Dale. I had a friend named Dale back in Dayton. He helped me out early on. Yeah, he sure will, yeah.
Guy, man.
Yeah.
Part of the A-team. He was backstage when I was shooting around him for
he's a good guy.
And flex and stuff.
Yeah, that's the man. He loves it. Promotes throughout the country, through the Mid-Atlantic area, Midwest. Very good guy, definitely.
Very humble, very down to earth.
Definitely. He always down to earth. When I was talking to him just this past weekend, he was just, hey, you need anything? He's always there, for sure.
Yeah, he still had his curly hair back then.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's now gone now, right?
He's a good guy.
Definitely.
Well, congratulations, man. We'll definitely have to catch up with you next year, see how everything goes.
Of course.
One last question. So what was it like? How did the pandemic affect you with your training and stuff? I know a lot of guys, it was like, you're getting ready, it's canceled, or the gym's closed, or you're in Michigan, I know, of course. It wasn't as bad in Ohio, but did you get any bumps like that?
Of course, yes. I know exactly what you mean. So when March had come with this pandemic, it kind of came at, I hate to say it, at a good time, for me at least. What had happened was I just came off in an operation on my chest just to help out with everything, just to make sure that I reached the next level. Had a bit of gyno, got that fixed. It was from when I was in adolescence, the teenage years, got that removed. So I was recovering throughout about February to April. So when this had happened, it really didn't affect me much. But when I tried to get back into the gyms, they were still currently closed. So I did put on a little weight there, but I wanted to maintain my conditioning, make sure that I kept up with my cardio at home, keep a clean diet for sure, still enjoy time with the family. But soon as we dropped that hammer down, coming around September, You know, it was balls to the walls, and it was all invested. I had to find a gym that was open first. So eventually the restrictions, I think late May, in Ohio at least, they had lifted those, so we were allowed to go in with a mask and train. But then they did shut it down for a little bit once again. So I ended up going to one of my favorite gyms, that Power Station gym, and it's just a different environment there, to where if you want to just get that next level motivation and just those next level pumps and be surrounded around great people, great environment, that's the place to go. And I really kind of leaned on the Power Station to really, train when other gyms weren't open, But I'm very blessed that, they had the gym that was open at the time. I could train, and it kind of worked its way out. God figures things out, and works in your favor at times. Things happen for a reason at times. But I got into the gyms. I worked hard as I can whenever I could. Got my meals in, and luckily the COVID, the pandemic didn't affect me too much. But of course, with the mask, going in and out of the gym, making sure that you keep a good distance from people, just making sure you're fine, you're healthy. Yeah.
Good deal, man. Well, sounds good. We'll definitely be catching up with you next year to find out what's going on. And see
Thank
how
you.
You're,
Thank you.
for a pro.
Of course, maybe a pro, yeah.
Certification.
Of course. It's a pleasure. Thank you.